File Explorer in Windows 11 helps you get to the files you need quickly and easily. In this course, you'll discover the File Explorer's interface, its ribbon, and how to customize the File Explorer's default settings. You'll learn how to open, create, save, rename, and delete files and folders. Discover how to access file data and add additional file information. Easily sort your files and folders in a particular order using filters and groups. And finally, keep your files organized by determining which files should be shown or hidden, and by moving files between different folders on your computer. Understanding where a file or folder is located on your computer is important when it comes to managing your documents in Windows 11. You can use the File Explorer to find different folders and subfolders saved on your hard drive or external storage devices. In this video, you'll explore the File Explorer's interface, its ribbon, and how to customize the File Explorer's default settings. To open your File Explorer, go to the bottom center of the taskbar and click the File Explorer icon. On the left-hand side of the File Explorer window, you'll find a list of different folders. You can use this list to quickly navigate to different locations on your computer. At the top is the Quick Access section, which is selected by default. Here you'll find folders such as the desktop, downloads, documents, pictures, music, and videos. Below this section, you can also access other computer locations such as the OneDrive storage space, your C drive, and network options. Let's go back to the Quick Access section and select the Documents folder. Note that now on the right is a list of files that is saved to this folder. And at the top center of the window within the address bar is the file path to the folder. So we know that this Documents folder is saved to this PC. Above the address bar is the File Explorer ribbon. The ribbon contains different tools for managing your files and folders. The Windows 11 File Explorer ribbon has a different interface and tool locations compared to that of Windows 10. On the far left, click the New drop-down button, and a list of different new items we can create appears, such as a folder, shortcut, or various Microsoft Office documents. Click Away to close this. If we select a file from the Documents folder, now to the right of the New button, the Cut, Copy, Rename, Share, and Delete options have become available to use. Note that if we were to copy a file or folder, then the Paste option next to Copy would then become available. Next, let's click the Sort drop-down to display a list of sorting and grouping options. Here we can choose to sort our files by their name, date modified, or type. If we hover over More, a flyout menu appears with more sorting options. Below we can also sort in either ascending or descending order, and if we hover over Group By, in the flyout menu we can group our files according to their name, date modified, type, or size, etc. Let's click Away and then open the View drop-down menu. Here we can choose to view our files as extra large, large, medium, or small icons, as a list, with details, as tiles, or with content. We could decrease the space between items by selecting Compact View, and if we hover over Show, in the flyout menu is the option to activate the navigation, details, or preview pane. We can also show or hide item checkboxes, file name extensions, or hidden items. And finally, click the See More button displayed as 3 dots. Here we can create a compressed zip folder containing the items we've selected. Copy the selected item's file path, select all items in this view, clear the current selection, access the selected file's properties, or we can select Options. This then opens the Folder Options window. At the top of the General tab, click the Open File Explorer 2 drop-down, and for example, let's change it to this PC. So when we next open the File Explorer window, by default, it'll open on the This PC location. Below in the Browse Folder section, we can choose to have folders open in their own window. This is useful if you need to manage multiple folders at the same time. To save the changes, go to the bottom right and click the OK button. So now if we go to the top right and click the X icon to close the File Explorer window, then click the File Explorer taskbar icon to reopen it, see now that we are automatically brought to the This PC folder. And if we also, for example, go to Documents and double-click the test folder now opens in its own separate window. Note that any other folders opened from either window will also be opened in a new window. This has been an overview on navigating the File Explorer in Windows 11. In Windows 11, there are various ways you can select one or multiple files. See how to use your mouse, keyboard and item checkboxes to select the files you need. Learn how to then move your selected files to another location on your computer. I currently have the File Explorer window open and the Documents folder selected. The easiest way to select a file is by simply clicking on it. When a file is selected, it'll be then highlighted in blue. If we now select another file from the Documents folder, note that the file that was previously selected is no longer highlighted. To select multiple files, we can use our mouse to do so. First select a file, position your cursor to the left of that file and then click and drag over the files you want to select. If you went too far down and selected one too many files, you can deselect by dragging the cursor back up over the file you selected. We can also select files using both the mouse and keyboard. First select a file, hold down the Shift key on your keyboard, then click on the last file to be included in the selection. And now all files between the first and last selected file will be selected. Selecting multiple files allows you to perform actions on many files at one time. This is incredibly useful when you're copying or moving multiple files. For example, with these files selected, I can now quickly relocate them. So let's click and drag my file selection over to the left panel and then release the mouse click over the Work folder. And I've now easily and quickly relocated multiple files. Another way we can select items is just using our keyboard. Select a file, hold down the Shift key, then press the down arrow key to select the other files below. Again, if you've selected a file by mistake, you can use the up arrow key to deselect it. With these files selected, let's quickly copy them to another folder. To do this, right-click over the selection and choose Copy. From the left panel, open the desktop folder, then from the File Explorer Tools ribbon, click the Paste button. Those files have now been copied to the desktop, but if we navigate back to the Documents folder, note that the original files still remain here. Those selection methods are useful, but don't allow you to select multiple files that aren't beside one another. If you need to select files that are out of sequence, we can enable the Item Checkboxes option. To do this, go to the right of the File Explorer ribbon and open the View drop-down menu. Hover over the option Show, and in the flyout menu select Item Checkboxes. Now if I hover over a file, on the far left of it is now a checkbox. Click on it to select the file, and I can now easily select files from anywhere in the list. To deselect a file, simply click on its checkbox to uncheck it. Another situation in which it may be beneficial to select multiple files is if you're creating a compressed zip folder. A zipped folder is similar to a regular folder, in the way they both house data and files in one place. But files contained in a compressed zip folder will use less drive space and can therefore be quickly transferred to other computers. To create a zipped folder, right-click on the file selection and choose the option Compress to Zip File. A new compressed zip folder now appears in the Documents file list. Also note the default name of the zip folder. If we double-click the folder, we'll now see the selected files can be found here. This has been an overview on selecting items in Windows 11. In Windows 11, you can create a new file or folder directly from the File Explorer window. It's important to know how to name, select the right location, and choose an appropriate format for your file. Once you know how to do this, you can quickly create new documents and organize them into folders. As shown in the previous course, you can create a new folder or file directly from your desktop, but you can also do this from your File Explorer window. Let's open the File Explorer by clicking on its taskbar icon. To create a new file, let's first go to the folder we want our file saved in. So from the left panel, I'll select the Documents folder. At the top left of the File Explorer ribbon, select the New button. A list of new items we can create now displays. We can create a new folder, shortcut, and depending on what Office applications you've installed, you can also create a new Microsoft Access database, Word, PowerPoint, Publisher, and Excel document. And at the bottom is also the option to create a new compressed zipped folder. Let's select the Microsoft Word document option, and a file with that app icon now appears at the bottom of the Documents file list. Its name field is currently open and selected, so let's press the backspace key to delete the current placeholder text, and then let's call this file Smart Home Information. Click Away to save. Now if we double-click this file, a blank Word document now opens in another window. We can go ahead and type out a few words into the document. If we go to close this window by clicking the X icon at the top right, a notification will appear prompting us to save the changes made. Click the Save button to save those changes. In that files line, under the Date Modified column, note that the date has changed to reflect the time we made changes to the document. From the File Explorer, you can also create new folders. Go to the ribbon, click the New button, and from the list select Folder. A folder icon now appears at the bottom of the Documents list. Let's again delete the placeholder text and call this folder Newsletters. Press the Enter key to save. So now within the Documents folder is another folder called Newsletters. If this is a frequently used folder, we can pin it to the Quick Access section of the left panel. To do this, click and drag the folder over to that section. Then release your mouse click in its new location. Note that the folder is still present in its original location within the Documents folder. We can also move our new Word document into this folder using the same method. Simply click and drag the file over the folder, then release your mouse click. And the Word document is no longer within the Documents folder file list. If we open the Newsletter folder by selecting it, in its file list is now our Word document. This has been an overview on creating and saving a new file in Windows 11. In Windows 11, you can keep your files organized by renaming them. You can rename files from the File Explorer window, directly from the desktop, and you can rename multiple documents at the same time. I currently have the Documents folder open in the File Explorer window. To rename a file, first select it, then click on the file name. This then opens the file name field where we can edit the current name. So let's press the backspace key to delete this and rename this file to Business Expenses. Click outside to save the new name. Another way to rename a file is to right-click on it and then select the Rename button at the top center of the shortcut menu. Its file name field opens. So let's quickly delete the name Julia from the field and press Enter to save the edit. Let's close the File Explorer window using the X icon at the top right. We can also rename a desktop file in a similar way. Select the desktop file, then click on its file name to open its name field. Rename the file and click outside to save. And again, another way to rename is by right-clicking on a file and selecting the Rename button. Change the file name and press Enter to save. We can also rename multiple documents at once. To do this, first select a file, hold down the Shift key, and then select the other files you want to rename. Right-click over the selection and click the Rename button. The file name field opens within the first file you selected. We can go ahead and rename this file, then click outside to save. The file has now been renamed, And note also that the other two files also have the same name, except with a number 2 and a number 3 after it. This allows you to easily distinguish between the different file versions. Note also that this same method can be used within the File Explorer window. This has been an overview on renaming items in Windows 11. The Windows 11 Recycle bin can be found on the desktop and stores any files that have been deleted. In order to use it successfully, you'll need to know how to delete a file, how to permanently remove an item from your computer, and how to restore a file you'd like to access again. From the File Explorer window, we can delete a file by selecting it, then by going to the ribbon and clicking the Delete button. The file has been removed from the Documents folder and moved to the Recycle bin. To delete several files at once, select the first file, hold down the Shift key, and select the other files you want to delete. We could again click the Delete button, or we can right-click over the selection and from the menu select the Delete icon at the top. Another way to delete a file is by using a keyboard shortcut. First select the file, then press the Control key and the letter D on your keyboard. And that file has also been removed. And the final way we can delete a file is by using drag and drop. Select the file, then click and drag it over to the desktop Recycle bin shortcut. From the desktop, let's double-click on the Recycle bin shortcut to see our deleted files. This then opens a second File Explorer window in the Recycle bin folder. This folder contains a list of all the items we've deleted within the last 30 days. To see an item's properties, double-click on it within the folder list. A Properties window now displays on the General tab. Here we can see information about the deleted Word document, such as the file type, origin, size, when it was deleted, when it was created, and its attributes. Items deleted within the last 30 days can still be restored. This means that they'll be moved back to their original storage location on the computer. To do this, click the Restore button at the bottom right of this window. Close this window by clicking the OK button at the bottom. The Properties window closes, and the file has been restored to its original location on the computer. Another way to do this is to select a file, right-click, and select the option Restore. To restore multiple items, select an item, hold down the Shift key, and select the other items to restore. Go to the right of the ribbon, click the See More button, and select the option Restore the selected items. To restore all the Recycle bin items, go to the right of the ribbon and you can select the Restore All Items button. But I won't do that right now. To view the Recycle bin's properties, click the See More button and select the option Properties. The Recycle bin Properties window opens. Here we can see the Recycle bin location, which is the local disk, as well as the storage space available in it. Below, in the Settings for Selected Location section, we can edit the max storage space by changing the number in the text field. Next is the option to not move files to the Recycle bin, but to remove files immediately when deleted. Note that it's not recommended to enable this option, as if you accidentally delete the wrong file, you won't be able to restore it. And at the bottom is the option to display the Delete Confirmation dialog box. Click the Cancel button at the bottom right to close this. You may want to permanently delete files in order to clear up some computer space. To do this, select a file, right-click over it, and select the option Delete. A delete file notification appears, asking you to confirm that you want to permanently delete this file. To confirm, click the Yes button. And that file has been removed from this computer. If you quickly wanted to do this for all the items in the recycle bin, you can go to the right of the ribbon and click the Empty Recycle Bin button. A Delete Multiple Items notification appears, asking if I want to permanently delete all items. To continue, click the Yes button. But I won't do that right now, so I'll click the No button instead. Also note that another way to quickly do this is by right-clicking on the Recycle Bin desktop shortcut and selecting the option Empty Recycle Bin. Click Away to close this. This has been an overview on deleting items in Windows 11. Visualize information and file properties using the Windows 11 File Explorer. See how to access file data such as the file's location, its size and format. Learn how to add additional file information like tags, and explore the different ways you can view file information using the Details and Preview panes. On the left of the File Explorer window, you can access your various folders. Let's select the Documents folder. On the right is now a list of the items saved to this folder. From the currently selected view, on the left we can see the item's name. On the right is the date the item was last modified, what type of file it is, and then the file size. If you wanted more file information displayed here, you can change the view. On the right of the ribbon, open the View drop-down menu. Hover over the option Show, and from the flyout menu, select the Details pane option. The Details pane now appears on the right of the window, and within it, it shows the number of items in this folder. If we were to select a file, now details about that selected file are displayed. At the top is the document name and file type. We've the file type icon, which is Microsoft Word, and then information such as the title, author, size, date modified, and tags, etc. For any details with empty fields, you can add information. For example, here no category has been added. So if we click on Add a Category, a text field opens where we can type in a category. Then click the Save button at the bottom of the pane. You can edit these detail fields at any time by just re-clicking on the text field. It's also possible to adjust the width of the Details pane. To do this, hover over the left-hand side of the pane. When the double arrow cursor shows, you can then click and drag to the left to make it bigger, or to the right to make it smaller. Another viewing pane that you can activate is the Preview pane. The Preview pane allows you to view a preview of the selected file. This pane works best with file types such as images. On the left, let's switch to the Pictures folder. If we select an image from the list, on the right within the Details pane, we can see a small preview of the image we've selected. To see a larger preview, let's go ahead and activate the Preview pane. From the ribbon, open the View drop-down menu. Hover over Show and select the Preview pane option. On the right, the Preview pane now replaces the Details pane. The Preview pane displays a much larger preview of the selected image. To hide this pane, reopen the View menu, hover over Show, and select the Preview pane option again. Another way we can view a preview of the images without using a pane is by changing the icon size. Reopen View, and in this menu currently files are being displayed in a Details layout. Let's go to the top and select the Extra Large Icons option. And our image file icons are now much bigger, allowing us to see a preview of the image itself within the file list. To return it back to the default layout, reopen View and select the Details option. This has been an overview on displaying file information in Windows 11 File Explorer. Easily sort your files and folders in a particular order using the Windows 11 File Explorer. You will see how to sort your files, apply filters, and group your files according to a certain category. Before you begin sorting your files, you need to have the Details view activated. To do this, go to the ribbon, open the View drop-down, and make sure the option Details is selected. With this view activated, you'll be able to see file information such as the file's name, date modified, type, and size. By default, files in this view are organized in alphabetical order. You'll also note that folders are organized separately from files and will appear at the top of the file list. If you want to find a specific file and you know the date it was last modified, you can sort items by the Date Modified column. Click on the Date Modified column header, And note the new order of the files. The most recently modified item now appears at the top of the list. We can also sort by file type and size. Let's click on the size column heading. And now the largest size files appear at the top and the smallest appear at the bottom. To reverse an order from ascending to descending or vice versa, just re-click on the column header. To check how your items are currently being organized, we can go to the ribbon and open the Sort drop-down menu. Here, there's a dot next to the option More. Hover over that option, and in the flyout menu, there's also a dot next to Size, meaning that items are currently being organized by size. Further down, the option Ascending also has a dot next to it, indicating the item list is in ascending order. We can change how files are sorted from this menu. So let's sort by name. And I'll reopen the Sort menu to make sure it's being sorted in ascending order. We can filter which information is displayed in the file list by applying filters. To do this, click the drop-down arrow beside a column. For example, let's open Name. Here we can choose to see files within a certain letter range, such as A to H. The file I'm looking for is called Homotic, so let's select the A through H filter. And now only files with names ranging from A to H are shown. We can refine this search even further by applying other filters. Let's select the drop-down beside the Date Modified column. In the menu, we can choose a specific date or date range using the mini calendar. I can also choose to apply a last month or last week filter. Let's select the last week filter, and our file list reduces even further. To remove a filter, reopen the column drop-down and deselect the checkbox. I'll also reopen the name drop-down and deselect the A through H filter. You can also sort your files by grouping them together according to a certain category. Open the Sort menu and hover over Group By. In the flyout menu are the different categories we can group by. Let's group by name. My files are now organized into 3 groups, which are A to H, I to P, and Q to Z. We'll go back to the Sort menu, hover over Group By, and we'll change the category to Date Modified. And now files are ordered into different time sections, such as yesterday and last week. To set the list back to its default order, go to the Sort menu, hover over Group By, and select the option None. Now the list is back to its default order, meaning the items are sorted in alphabetical order. This has been an overview on sorting files and folders in Windows 11. In Windows 11, you can use the File Explorer tool to hide files from view. Knowing how to adjust the visibility of these hidden files is important if you want to protect your confidential documents and system files that shouldn't be modified. In this video, learn how to hide single or multiple files and folders, and see how to make hidden items visible, as well as how to unhide them. In the File Explorer window, you can hide files from view. This is useful if you want to hide files that contain sensitive information. First, use the Shift key to select the files you want to hide. Right-click on the selection and choose the option Properties. This opens the Properties window on the General tab. Go to the Attributes section at the bottom and check the Hidden option. Then click the OK button at the bottom to apply the changes. Those selected files have now disappeared from the Documents folder. But don't worry, the files have not been deleted, they've just been hidden from view. Hiding files can come in handy if you've sensitive documents and are sharing your computer with another person. To show the hidden files, go to the ribbon and open the View menu. Hover over Show, and in the flyout menu select the option Hidden Items. The hidden files once again display, but note that they're greyed out. To make the files completely visible again, select the files. Right-click the selection, choose Properties, and from the Properties window, uncheck the Hidden option. Click the OK button to save the changes. The selected files are no longer greyed out and are completely visible in the file list. As well as files, you can also hide folders. Select a folder, right-click it, and choose the option Properties. In the Properties window, go to the Attributes section and check the hidden option. Click the OK button to apply the change. If your selected folder contains files, a Confirm Attribute Changes notification will display. Here, it's asking if you want to apply this change to only the folder or to all subfolders and files within it. Let's select the Apply Changes to Folder, Subfolder and Files option. Then click the OK button. See that the folder icon is still displayed but is grayed out. This is because the Hidden Items view is still activated. To deactivate this view, reopen the View menu, hover over Show, and in the flyout menu select the Hidden Items option. The Hidden Items view has been deactivated, and the work folder has now disappeared. Let's reopen the View menu, hover over Show, and select the Hidden Items option to re-show the folder. Double-click the folder to display its contents, and we'll see that the files contained within it are also grayed out and hidden. Navigate back to the main file list by clicking the back arrow button at the top left. To unhide the folder, right-click on it and select Properties. From the Properties window, uncheck the Hidden option and click the OK button. Again, a Confirm Attribute Changes notification appears, asking if you want to unhide only the folder or all subfolders and files within. Select Apply Changes to Folder, Subfolder and Files, then click OK. The work folder and all files within it are once again visible. This has been an overview on hiding and showing files in Windows 11. It's easy to keep your files organized if you know how to move them from one location to another. In Windows 11, you can quickly move multiple files from the File Explorer to your desktop. Also see the different ways to move files between different folders on your computer. To begin moving files, first you've to select them. Once done, the quickest way to move files is using the drag and drop feature. So click and drag the file selection over to the left panel. Note that as you're dragging the files, it'll show the number of files that you're moving. I want to move the files to the work folder, so I'll release my mouse click over that location. And if we select that folder, we'll see those files have been successfully moved here. Another way to move files is using the cut and paste method. Once again, select the files you want to move. Right-click on them, and in the shortcut menu, you could either cut the files from their current location and then paste them into a new location, or you can copy them and paste them into a different location. This will create a file copy, as the file has two different locations. I want to completely change the file location, so I'll select the cut option. Then from the left panel, let's navigate to the Documents folder. Go to the left of the File Explorer ribbon and click the Paste icon. The files have been moved from the Work folder back to the Documents folder. As mentioned earlier, you can also use the Copy method to move items. Right-click on a file and select the Copy icon. Then from the left panel, let's navigate to the Desktop folder. Go to the left of the File Explorer ribbon and click the Paste icon. That file now appears in the Desktop folder, but if we navigate back to the Documents folder, we'll see that the file also appears here. To keep track of the files you're moving between folders, you can open a separate folder window. Right-click on the folder in the left panel and select the option Open in New Window. I'll then click and drag that window to the right so we can better see both windows. We can now drag and drop or copy, cut and paste files from the left folder into the folder on the right. Let's click and drag this file from the Documents folder and release it on the Work folder window. Next, we'll select two document folder files, right-click on them and select the cut icon. Go to the Work folder, right-click it and select the Paste icon. We can also move files using the navigation pane. Select the file Then let's drag and drop it over the Documents folder in the navigation pane. And now if we select the Documents folder window, here we'll see that the introduction file has been relocated here. This has been an overview on moving a file in Windows 11.